What's up, everybody? Mark with Coffee&Toys here, bringing you another G.I. Joe Classified Series unboxing and review. We are continuing the retro wave of classified figures today, and that means for today's episode we will be unboxing the final figure in the 3-figure lineup, and today's figure, of course, is Scarlett. Let's talk about it. Before we get into today's unboxing and review, I did want to make a shout out to coffee-brandcoffee.com. That's right, you like coffee like I do, I'm having their double caffeinated roast today. It is a light roast from Ethiopia, and I need it. It snowed yesterday, it snowed this morning, and it's dreary outside, so I need that little pick-me-up. So the double caffeinated is my go-to, and it's fantastic. But for viewers of my channel, I am now part of their ambassador program, so hey, you want to save yourself 5%? Go to coffeebrandcoffee.com and make sure to enter the promo code Coffee&Toys, all one word, Coffee&Toys, and you will get 5% off every order you make. You help out the channel, you get yourself some great coffee, and don't forget Mother's Day is coming up. With Mother's Day, get your mom some coffee, get her some candies or some nuts. They have great selections on their channel. I'm actually going to hit it after this video. But with that said, welcome to the channel. My name's Mark. I'm with Coffee&Toys. I drink coffee. I review toys. I also review G.I. Joe comics from Marvel and from Today. So if anything like that interests you, on Saturdays I do toy reviews. So today's toy review, like I mentioned, is going to be G.I. Joe Classified Series Retro Scarlett, and what I'm going to do is we're going to talk about the figure in the packaging, we're going to review it, and then I'm going to unbox it because I am primarily an out-of-box collector, as you can see behind me, and from there we'll talk about the figure, we'll accessorize it, and then I'll give you my final thoughts on whether I thought it was a good purchase and whether you should pick it up yourself. With that being said, let's cut over and check out G.I. Joe Classified Series Retro Style Scarlett. All right, here we have it, the G.I. Joe Classified Series Retro Scarlett. Now this, I have now seen that I ordered this figure off of, where did I order it from? Hasbro Pulse? Yes, I got this from Hasbro Pulse. But I was at Target 2 days ago and I saw all three, Duke, Scarlett, and Recondo, on the shelves at my local Target. I've seen Duke also at GameStop. I've seen other reports of people finding these in plenty at GameStop, and the price tag for $25, it seems like a no-brainer for this figure. If you are a G.I. Joe fan and you want that OG-13, this is the Scarlett you want to get. Speaking of OG-13, we have her classic picture on the now very, very firm card backs. This is so nice. I'm glad they switched up. I'm so happy, and I'm going to give a shout out to the Hasbro G.I. Joe team. They've always seemed to be listening to the fans, and correcting this issue is one of the best things they've done. So it's very sturdy card art. They've kind of reimagined Scarlett a little bit. It's not the original card art, obviously, but it looks very, very, a very good approximation. We've got the classic Hasbro logo down here in the corner. Of course, we got the clear plastic bubble. You can see all of Scarlett's loadout. And yeah, just a fantastic figure in for presentation in the box. We do have the ages 4 up over there. Speaking of that ages 4 up, just kind of a thought I've had is, why do they actually market this towards children? Children are not buying these. They could get away with so much more if they change this to ages 14 plus. You could give us stronger type weapons, and by that I mean they're not as gummy. So I really don't know. I guess maybe it's something for having the toys in the kids aisle versus like if you go to Target and they have their collectibles aisle off to the side, generally near the electronics. Maybe that's the reason. I think they should take the classified line to ages 14 plus. Give us even more adult-friendly stuff, less kid-friendly with the gummy weapons. But that being said, let's spin it over to the back. Check out the back of the package. Of course, we do have the file card. It is multilingual, but that is okay. We have Shanna M. O'Hara. Role, counterintelligence, primary specialty intelligence, secondary specialty classified, birthplace Atlanta, Georgia. A martial arts expert who started practicing at the age of 9, Scarlett graduated summa cum laude from 2 Ivy League universities and went on to excel in training courses at all four branches of the armed forces. And of course, we have the cross-sell down here. We have previously reviewed Duke and Recondo, so if you're interested, make sure you check out those videos as well. Got our legalese at the bottom, gijoe.com, UPC, and that's all she wrote. So yeah, let's take one final look at Scarlett in the package, but the fun part comes now when we get her out of the package and see what Scarlett is really all about. Okay, here we have it. Scarlett out of the package. looking wonderful. There is nothing about this figure so far that I don't like, but this is a completely new mold. There is nothing shared between this character and any other character. We do know that we will be getting Glinda with the Dragonfly as an unlocked character. So we knew we were getting Glinda, which therefore meant we knew we were getting a classic Scarlett because they share this exact same mold. So it's only fitting that we do get Scarlett completely redone. And there is a lot to like about this figure. So let's start with the head sculpt. Obviously, this Scarlett looks much older than the teenage version of Scarlett we got in the first wave of classified series. And again, that one looked very young, and then they did do the repaint to try to make her look a little bit older, but this one is much, much better. Of course, she's got all the classic stylings of her vintage counterpart. She's got the smoke grenade up here. She's got the red shoulder panel. She has this web gear on her belt that holds her it's basically her quiver for her crossbow. We do see she has a zipper right here. She's got the throwing stars molded onto her left gauntlet. They are not on the right. She does have a sidearm, or I'm sorry, she does have a sheath for her knife. Moving down the body, we see everything is pinless. Still, we have the yellow boots. Going back to the mid-torso, we'll turn around to the back so you can see that once again, she does have a peg hole in the back. And you can see that she does have the ability to put some different hairstyles on her head, which is going to be very, very fun to do. So you can have your Scarlett like you remember her, where she didn't really have the ponytail on the vintage figure per se, but on this one you can do this style, or you have a couple of different ponytail accessories you can add in. And finally, just that face sculpt looks very good. They added some earrings to her. A little bit of a gap there between the hair and the ear, kind of a little bit of an eyesore. I don't know if this is just my figure has that, or if that's just how most of them are. So unfortunate about that, but if you're looking straight on, it does look like a very good, very well done head sculpt. So with that being said, I'm going to stand her back up because Scarlett is more than just the figure herself. So we do have a number of accessories, and let's just start with the two different ponytails we have. We have a high up ponytail, and then one that lays more flat against her back. So both of these are going to be good options, and I'll show you when we accessorize her up. She does come with two Fist of Fury. So again, I think I've pointed this out in the other two reviews. They gave us alternate hands for these figures. Hasbro, you're giving us a lot of stuff for $25 in these retro figures that you're not giving us in the main line. And I have to ask why. Both price points are the same, but on every one of these retro figures so far, you've given us additional hands, and you have given us stands. So you're giving us extra hands, stands. I mean, I don't know if it's just a rhyming thing you guys like, but we will take hands and stands in the rest of the lineup. So Hasbro, please keep giving us hands and stands. If you can do it for the same price point, I don't understand. Speaking of that price point, we get so many more accessories, and we just need to keep going through them. We do get the classic laser rifle with Scarlett as well. It is cast in a tan color with a darker tan butt of the gun. So there it is. We've seen this before with Duke. She does come with an M16 that unfortunately on mine is very warped when I pulled it out of the package. This goes back to them for that ages 4 and up. They have to follow certain guidelines. These gummy weapons is one of those guidelines they have to follow so it doesn't injure children. But there you go. You can straighten it out, just a little bit of work. It does have an opening for a blast effect should you choose, and the clip does indeed come out. So an extra nice accessory to have for Scarlett or any of your G.I. Joe team members. She comes with a backpack, a smaller size backpack. I can't remember if the original Scarlett figure came with this or not, but as you can see, it does have pegs on either side to hold her weapons. Pops right on her back. Here is the knife I spoke about when I was talking about the sheath. It is just a light-handled, tan handle with a darker brownish colored blade. Nothing too exciting, but again, another accessory. And then she does also come with a sidearm, again, in those two-tone brown tan colors and with an opening for a blast effect. So, I mean, they've really loaded Scarlett up, and we're not done because we have her most famous accessory, the crossbow. Now, this crossbow, and I'll zoom in so you guys can see that because I'm sure you're probably interested. Great, okay, Scarlett, great design. And the only thing I don't like about it as I try to get Scarlett to stand back up. The only thing I don't like about it, it's very, very gummy. Very gummy. I mean, it's super gummy. It does come into 2 pieces. So we have this part disconnects from the main body of the gun. She does have a scope on it. And yeah, it just plugs right in just like that. And yeah, other than it being very gummy, it is cast in all black. So I have no issue with this. Would it have been cooler if it was that tan two-tone tan color? Yeah, it probably would have made a little sense since everything else in the package is. But for whatever reason, they decided to cast it in all black. With that also being said, she does come with 4 different cross bolts. And what's interesting about these, I'm about to show them up one at a time, is each one is different. So here's the first one, and I've been struggling to figure out what exactly this is. If you know, let me know in the comments what you think this is for. At first I was like, well, maybe it's an explosive tip, and I was like, nah, maybe it's supposed to be like for a rope attached to it, but there's no rope accessory. I mean, it definitely looks like it's meant to attach into something. So drop me a comment if you know which cross bolt that is supposed to be. Moving on, she does have what looks to me to be 2 different other bolts. Now, to me, this one looks like one that would explode. This looks like a cross bolt tip that would explode. Don't ask me why I think that. But then we also have this one that looks more like a traditional cross bolt. But if we move on, we also have this one, which is a flatter head and not quite the same. So very interesting that they actually, I might as well put the other one in here as well, that they give us 4 different types of bolts for her crossbow. Drop me a comment. Let me know what you think about that. I'm really shocked because that's 4 unique molds. But yeah, this figure comes with so many accessories. So with that being said, let me get Scarlett all accessorized up, and then I'll give you my final overall thoughts on this figure. Okay, here she is, Scarlett, fully kitted out. Couple of things I've noticed with this figure, and we're going to go through it a little bit at a time. We'll go through the good and the not so good, in my opinion. So first things first, I apologize for earlier. I did not notice this great little additional feature that she does have the actual small pistol molded onto her forearm, gauntlet, glove, whatever you want to call it. Very, very cool effect. Good catch there, Hasbro. Good job. That being said, a couple things I like and don't like at the same time. We'll start with the crossbows. So, as you can see, they go in here just like this. A couple things. One, this particular bolt will not fit in there. You would have to put it in actually the opposite way. Now, I will, as I drop it, I will ask you fine folks watching, do you know, I would assume that the bolt in is the end that goes in this way. You wouldn't want the bolts pointing outward. That seems just like a major hazard for the operator. So when I was doing, I was like, okay, I can't fit this one in here. There's no real way for it to go in. But I was like, okay, let me go ahead and put the other bolts in. And I'm going to zoom in here real quick so you can see what happens. I started pushing in this bolt into the last pocket, and I pushed a little too deep. Do you see that? Very easy to pop a hole with these cross bolts. It's very interesting because you don't think they're, I don't even know if it was this one. It might have been one of these other 2. But I pushed it in too far, and you can clearly see it makes an impression, almost like it could poke out of the is it quiver? Is that what it's called? I'm trying to remember. See, you can see it popping out just immediately. So that's why I asked the question, am I putting these in the wrong way? But that being said, even if I'm not putting them in the wrong way, you still can only get 3 in there. There is, unless you put it in backwards, you will not get this, whatever one this one is, inside the pouch. So with that being said, that's a little bit of a concern for me. Drop me a comment. Let me know what I'm doing wrong. So the other thing is the reason she comes with 2 ponytails is because of that. If you put the flat ponytail down, you cannot use her backpack. So this one actually goes over top the backpack and allows you to not only have a different hair option, but also keep that backpack on. Which, speaking of that backpack, very glad to see that it does hold both rifles. So that's very good. But sad to say, there is nowhere for her to hold her pistol. There is nowhere on the figure for her to hold her pistol. That is another unfortunate one. Normally, the Hasbro G.I. Joe team is very good at getting all accessories on the figure, so you don't have to worry about necessarily storing them. But so yeah, for this one, I will have, besides the extra fist, I will have an extra ponytail, a pistol, and one extra bolt. I guess I could do this. I could go ahead and put the bolt in the crossbow. So let me zoom in so you guys can see this, see if I can do it without too much issue. Should just be able to. It's very, I don't have big hands, and I feel like I have big hands when I deal with these toys. So there you go. It just kind of, I thought it snapped into place. Maybe I just didn't have it far enough. So yeah, it does set in place very nicely. So there you go. You can see how it looks in the crossbow. Zoom this figure back out. Go ahead and stand her up right here. Give you my final thoughts on the figure. Of course, I'm going to sing its praises. It's Scarlett. It's another OG-13 character done the right way. The way we wanted this figure done the first time. Hasbro, thank you for giving us the corrected version to match off with their OG one. Now, let me ask you guys a question. What's the next Scarlett you want to see? I want to see Ninja Force Scarlett straight up because I'm a Ninja Force fanatic. I know a lot of people don't like Ninja Force, but I need a good Ninja Force Scarlett, and I need a good Ninja Force Snake Eyes. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up this review. Like I mentioned, you can find this figure at GameStop, Target, online at HasbroPulse.com, $24.99 retail. It's a no-brainer. Everyone that collects classified has to get this figure. If you don't want this figure, tell me why in the comments that you don't want this figure. Far superior to the first version we got. But that being said, make sure you like this video, drop me a comment, and hit that bell notification, subscribe for all videos, because you need to check out that Recondo and Duke retro figure review for classified I did. And don't forget coffeebrandcoffee.com. Go there, use the coupon code Coffee&Toys, that's COFFEENTOYS, and save yourself 5% on your first and every subsequent order. You'll be helping me, you'll be helping yourself, and we'll all have a little bit better day. But with that being said, I'm Mark, you've been watching Coffee with Toys, and I'll see you later.